Hello everyone, welcome to the I Am Python YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to discuss about variables and introduction to the data types. First, what is a variable? The variable is actually a name that is used to refer to the memory location. Means you are going to store the information into the variable. The variable is also known as an identifier in the Python. So when you are going to define a variable, you are going to say variable name equal to variable value. The equal to is the assignment operator we are going to use to define the variable. The variable names can be a group of both the letters and digits, and always these variables begins with a letter or underscore. And we should not write variables with the white space or special characters. In the sense, we should not start with the variables names with these characters. And variable name is also known as the identifier. In programming, data type is important concept. Variables can store data of different types and different types can do different things. So every value in Python has a data type. Since everything is an object, Python programming, data types are actually classes and variables, right? So there are various data types which you are seeing on my screen: numeric, text, sequence, set types, map, boolean, binary types, and none. And numeric are integer, float, and complex. Text is a string. Sequence is list, tuple, and range. Set types are the set, Prosen set. The map is dictionary, and the boolean is like bool function. The binary types is bytes, byte array, and memory view. None is the none type. Okay. So basically integer is representing with the 2 and float is 3.4, that is decimal. Complex is 5 plus 10j, that is a real part and imaginary part. In Python, complex numbers are representing by using the j symbol, not the I symbol. And text, which is actually represented by using the string. String can be defined into the single quote, double quote, and triple quotes. And the list is defined, representing with the square bracket. Tuple is the parenthesis. Range is the range function. Set is the curl braces, and Prosen set, the Prosen set function. Dictionary is with the curl braces and key and value pair, and the boolean is true and false. And also we can represent 1 comma 0, and binary types is the b, byte array, memory view, and none is the none type. So we are going to use these data types into the programming and to see the practically how we are going to apply each and every data type with the examples. Now we are going to see an examples of variables and data types. X is equal to 3, and which is an integer, and x is the variable name and 3 is the variable value. So we can say x is a variable, and also we can say it is an identifier. Okay, and also we can declare these variables with the float number, like y is equal to 4.5, which is a decimal. The y is also variable. Y is a variable, okay, and which is actually a decimal value. So it is a decimal. The previous one is an integer. This one is a decimal, right? We can say it is a float in programming language, right? And we cannot declare the variables with the integers. For example, 9x is equal to 6. This is wrong. This is incorrect. We should not start a variable name with number. For example, you take name is equal to hello. This is okay. This works because name is a variable name. Hello is the variable value. In between, you are using the equal to, it is assignment operator. Okay, and name we can start this is all actually started with alphabets. We should not start with the dollar, we should not start with the percentile, we should not start with the cap. All the special characters are not allowed except underscore. we can use underscore. This is a valid one. If we want to print these data, we have to use the print statement, print x and print y. These are the ways we can write it, print x and print y. If I go and execute this code, you can see the output is 3 and 4.5. And also if you can print the name, that is underscore name, which I mentioned the variable name. So you can also print this one, say that hello, output is hello. Okay, just remember the variable name is always starts with alphabets or underscore. Now we are going to look into the example of data types. Now you can take x is equal to 5. So x is an integer. How we can say that? Based on the after equal to whatever the value is there, based on that Python understand this is uh, like integer, right? So let me increase the font size. So for example, if I say y is equal to 6.7 or 6.6, so y is float. Like that we can define the data types here. For example, z is equal to 7.6 or 7.8. This is also float. So x is equal to 5 is an integer, y is equal to 6.6, which is a float, we are calling it as a decimal, and z is equal to 7.8. This is also float. If you want to define the complex numbers, we can say c is equal to and 4 plus 6j. J is actually indicates the complex number, right, in Python. So this is actually like a real part and plus imaginary part. Okay, this is the real part and imaginary part, and which is multiplying with I basically, right? Okay, now I want to create a string. If you want to create a string, you can use the variable name equal to, and you can keep some string value, say that, okay, and here it is the USA. Okay, or else you can give any different name. This is a string. If you want to print these values, we can use the print statement, say that print of x and print of y and print of z. Like that we can use the print statements to print these outputs, print of g, and finally we can use the print of c also, right? So if you can go and execute this code, you will see the output is 5, 5, 6.6, 7.8 and 4 plus 6j. This is the output we are able to see it from the given program, right? And also if you want to see what is the type of the data type, so if you want to know the type of the data type, we can use the type function. So what is this? For example, you say like this, h is equal to 67. I want to know the type. So you can say that print statement, you can use the type function, the type of h, then you can go and execute this code and you will see the type is an integer, right? Because that is an integer. For example, if you change this 67.89, this is a decimal. If we execute this code, this will show you the float. The same h, if you mention in the single quote or double quotes, whatever it is, you say that hello. If you go and execute this code, this will give the string. Instead of giving the string, if you change this one to the a complex number 4 plus 7j, this is actually represented as the complex number. Okay, this is how we can check the type of the variable in the Python by using the type function. Okay, and also we have the another functions called the int, float, and str actually represents the string. For example, if you want to convert okay, if you want to convert a decimal into the integer, for example 4.5 into integer, so we need to use the a function called int. So int of 4.5, if you are going to print this, if you are going to use this print statement, and this will be print the output is like the float is converted into the integer is the 4. Similar way, if you want to convert the 4 into the float, and we can use the so I'm going to use this one float, and if we can go and execute this code, we get the 4.0. so you are converting integer into the float, float into the integer by using the int float functions basically. Yeah, so we are going to discuss the string and string operations in the next video. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thank you.